Hi guys, welcome back to my channel Lush Gardeners. So in today's video I wanted to talk about why is it important to quarantine your succulents, because here, as you can see, I had got these two succulents from one of my local nursery. Ideally the succulent collection is very terrible in my local nursery, but I happen to see this two beautiful succulents. This is probably an varieties, and this is I think it is the haworthia manual. So I had got both of them, and as always I do a visual check of the succulents before getting them, and they were all fine. But even if they look fine, I don't mix them up with my existing collection, and thankfully I did the same. This is something that I have been practicing from a very long time, that whenever I get new succulents, whether it's online, whether it's purchased from the local nursery, I keep them aside for almost a month. Now within 2 weeks of getting it, or probably 1 week of getting it, I was doing a routine check of my other succulents, and I noticed that the succulents that were kept in quarantine, because those succulents I tend to do more checks on a regular basis, and I noticed that they started to get the powdery mildew. Now I think it might have come from the other plants that were kept in the nursery. I'm not very sure, but they somehow started to show signs. This is the first one which developed the powdery mildew, and I think then it started to spread on to the second one as well. So I immediately took some raw milk and applied it on the succulent, which is, I took 3 to 4 drops of raw milk, diluted it in a little bit of water, and applied it with the earbud or the Q-tip. And now the powdery mildew is kind of controlled. As you can see, is just left that scar. I might probably add it on this leaf as well, because I do see some 2 spots on it, so I'll apply it on that. I applied it on the back of the leaf as well as on the frontal portion of the leaf, and thankfully the powdery mildew is in control right now. It's kind of contained. It's not spreading onto the other leaves, whereas this one also, you can see all of those scar marks on the succulent due to the powdery mildew. Now this scars are not because of the application of the milk, because you have to apply the milk solution and keep it in direct morning sunlight. And the scars are not because of the application of the milk, but it's from the powdery mildew itself. As soon as the fungus starts to attack the succulent, it kind of starts to, I wouldn't say that this fungus tends to eat the leaf, but it tends to create this ring, a round ring on the succulent, and that portion, that main ring or that main circle where it started to originate, it starts to leave a scar like this. And it tends to even show up on the back portion of the leaf. Here you can see this, it even shows up on the back portion. So I've applied it on the baxil of that leaf as well, and you can see it is controlled at this point of time. And I also noticed that when the powdery mildew tends to get affected or starts to die, it tends to put out these white spots, and I think that is from the protein of the milk probably. I'm not very sure. It has kind of stopped that fungus from spreading onto the other part of the succulent. Of course, appearance wise it does not look that great, but we can't do much. If you have to save the succulent, you'll have to do this. Anyways, when the succulent will start to grow, these scars will be hidden, so there's nothing much to be worried. Apart from that, I don't have any issues with the scars being present on the succulent. It tends to give me a sign that this succulent is a survivor and has definitely survived a very deadly fungal attack. So I am okay with it as long as that fungus is contained and it does not spread anymore. So I'm going to continue to quarantine the succulent. I'm still going to isolate it. Just because it has contained, it doesn't mean that I'm going to put it back with my existing collection. I'm still going to leave it in the same place. This is just the afternoon sunlight, so I just kept it over here so that you can have a better look of it. But this is where it's usually kept. They have already received a good amount of morning direct sunlight for 5 to 6 hours, and now this sunlight that you're seeing is basically afternoon sunlight. So They have already got their 5 to 6 hours of morning direct sunlight, and I'm just waiting that it completely recovers and the new growth starts to show up. But I would say it's better to keep them aside for at least another 2 or 3 months. I will not be mixing them up with my existing collection. Whether the fungus has completely gone off, or probably there are still some fragments of it left, we don't know. We will only get to know with time. Another 2 or 3 months, it should be good enough. We will be able to understand that the succulent has completely overcome the fungus. Of course, the new growth is going to show up, and that will give us a much clearer indication that the fungus is no longer present on the succulent. So guys, that's all about it. I hope that this video was helpful to you. If it was, please hit the like button, and if you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing to it. Until then, take care, stay safe, and keep planting.